All right, folks, today is Thursday, October 3rd, and today what you're doing is day 2 of interpreting slopes, intercepts, and points. So this is October 3rd. Okay, and your essential question, can I identify and interpret slopes, intercepts, and points in a real-world problem situation? So today it's going to give you a little bit more information. It's still only going to give you one thing, but you're going to have to determine more things based off of this. So we're going to go back to yesterday's notes a couple times, and do problems like that. And then I'm going to do another few I'm doing one with you, and then I'll talk you through a couple others. Okay, so if you look, use the following function to complete the information about the situation. So we have this function f of x equals 200x minus 600. And the only other information it gives me is this graph. It says on the y-axis I have profit, and on the x-axis I have number of gigs. And this is for the soda jerk band. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to Desmos and I'm going to type that function in. I'm going to close me out for a second. I'm going to type f of x equals 200x minus 600. Okay, and now I have this graph that doesn't really show me a lot, so if you want to go to settings, you can change your minimum value so that way it looks just like what's on your graph. My x values go from 0 to 8. Okay, and my y-axis values go from negative 600 to 600 positive. Okay. Actually, let me change this to 7 and 7. And I'm going to change this to negative 1. Okay. So right here I have this function that I'm going to graph, and you can get the points from the graph here if you wish. So I have 0, negative 600, and then I have 3, 0. So you can also get your points for your table. If you click Edit here, and it brings up a table, you have those values. All right, now my graph doesn't show negative 2, so I'm actually not going to use negative 2, negative 1, but I'm going to start at 0. Okay, and I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so that way I can graph my picture. Okay, and I'm going to go back here. I actually need my Desmos, so I'm going to slide this over to my other screen so that way I can see it. So I have 0, negative 600. I have 1, negative 400. 2, negative 200. 3, 0. I'm going to put one more after this, 4, 200. Okay. Then I'm going to put those dots on my graph. So at 0, I have negative 600, so I'm going to put that there. At 1, I have negative 400. At 2, I have negative 200. 3, I have 0. And 4, I have 200. Right, and this is a band, the sky is the limit, it keeps going, right? The more gigs that I do, I could play forever. Realistically, probably not. Okay, so let me bring me back up so that way y'all can see me. So let's talk about this situation. So we have, as the gigs, and let's label this is the gigs. As the gigs increase, my profit, the amount of money that the band makes, increases. So here, when we're talking about the slope is my M, so this is going to be 200. But what is 200? 200 is my profit, $200, so it's dollars profit for every gig. So So each gig that I do, I charge $200. The Soda Jerk Band does. Okay? The meaning of 5,400 right here. That means for 5 gigs, the band has $400 total profit. Okay, and this is not, this is total profit overall, okay? So the X and the Y intercepts, my Y-intercept here, we have our X-intercept, then we have our Y-intercept. The Y-intercept is 0, negative 600. So that means when I have 0 gigs, I'll give you all a second to catch up because I wasn't showing you that. When I have 0 gigs, my profit is negative $600, and this is like a startup cost for the band. So the negative $600 is how much they're in the hole when they start. So like the cost for gas, instruments, things like that, all those different things, you have to think about these problem situations and what makes sense in the real world. So here, this represents negative $600 when the band starts. And there's multiple right answers here when y'all are doing this, okay? You're gonna have drop-down menus to select what makes sense in the problem situation, okay? Then the X-intercept is after 3 gigs, that's their break-even point. 3 gigs, it's a break-even point. This is where the band starts to make profit. All right, so when y'all are doing this assignment, again, this is in Canvas, it's not using My Open Math, you're going to answer the questions based off of the functions. The first one, it gives you a graph. The next one, it gives you a table, and it also tells you it's movie gift card, the amount on the gift card, and the movies attended. And then the next one is the hurricane, okay? So, and then there's a few other problems just so you get a little bit more practice. My sub will have an answer key, and you can check with the sub to see if you're doing it correctly. Also, My Open Math gives you unlimited attempts, so it's not going to take any points away just for trying, okay? So if you have any questions, you can email me. You can go see Miss Dorfler before or after school. I will be back Monday. Please make sure that you're doing everything in your power to be as good as you can for my sub. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thanks.